let's move into yet another hotfix. What do we have for us today? Summon Raging Spirits now only summons 5 Raging Spirits per cast at all levels. The tooltip displayed will be updated in a future restart patch. Why on earth? Let's say, hypothetically, they never made this change. Would anyone really care? There's a broken build. It auto completes all the content with one button. And this is the build's, this is the mechanic that build uses. Okay, you could say that's a problem. That might ruin the player experience. I'll argue that there are already one button builds, that there are already mechanics in the game that ruin the experience, if you want to make that argument that it ruins the experience. And fixing this, while there are already those problems present and always have been present and will continue to be present, your ship is sinking. It was half built when it launched, and now suddenly you are painting it. Why are you painting the ship? Fix the leaks. Finish the ship. Why are you painting the ship? I can come up with a million analogies. We are not adding anything new with this. We are not helping the content for the player's experience expand or grow. We are just going in circles again. This isn't making any meaningful change. And if you want to, again, make the argument that this is preventing a broken build or that this is, balancing whatever, why are we balancing an unfinished product? Let everything be unbalanced. Let it all be broken because it is broken by not being finished. And if you work to make it less broken in its broken state, you still have a broken problem. It's still not done after all this time. And again, I will make the point that these changes come at the expense of actually finishing the product. What are we doing? Why are we balancing? Okay, if you wanted to launch a half-finished product and provide the content over the course of its lifetime in a way that was measured, I would have very, very much less to say on this issue. However, as we can clearly see, we are either fixing the problems of the client crashes and the instability of the content as it was provided to us at launch, or we are fixing, balancing, and changing things that don't actually add any nuance, or not nuance, new content to the experience. All of the 11th, an entire day. They spent an entire day to do this. December 11th, that's all they did. Now, granted, they're probably busy working on other stuff, and other aspects of PoE 1 need to be addressed. I do not begrudge them that. What I do begrudge them is that up until this point, we have seen no new content. Up until this point, all they have done is mess with the pre-existing content and provided us nothing in any way to make the game finished. Let's continue. All right. Okay. Big one here. Big patch. All right. Let's take a look here. General changes and improvements. We now have a little bit of organization. This makes it easier for us moving forward. Now, we are going to go to general changes and change. Okay. Passive block chance now applies to blocked hits from all directions as opposed to hits from just the front. I'm going to individually go through this and rate these. We're going to see the reason why in a second. Block is a mechanic that will always be in the game. It will never not be in the game, and it will be a consistent and present aspect of the game. In fact, I actually just saw another one. Runes now sell to vendor for more gold. Now here, let me distinguish this. If they had said runes now sell to vendors, full stop, this would be green. This would be a good thing because that change would then obviously, unless they reversed it, which they, now granted, always could, but this would change the experience of the game forever. And ultimately in 1.0, we would have a different content experience because of this. However, that's not what they did. Instead of changing the experience and adding, if not at least new content, but changing the content in such a way that it can be experienced in a new way, they are just adding more gold. This isn't finishing the game. This is wasting everyone's time. Player size is now set to 0 units while dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Huge. Huge. Again, we're not adding new content, but the content that we at least have, that 50%, that actually moves the needle of your experience for now and the rest of the game's history. Remember when that happened, that was a big deal. and it continues to still be a big deal. That, in no uncertain terms, allows players to move through units when they dodge roll. And the reality of that experience now, over a year later, is still consistently an excellent aspect of the game. Some smaller units can now be pushed while dodge rolling. Again, this is what I was talking about. This includes monsters such as Torn. Okay, so this again, these two go together. These little aspects here that might not seem that big of a deal or arguably could be bad are the element of quality and important change that I can respect and understand. Inscribed ultimatums and Djinns now display whether you will obtain ascendancy skill points, including trial chaos. Okay, again, a good change. This is moving the needle. We are now finally moving the needle. Look at this, look at this. We'll now display whether you will obtain ascendancy skill points completing these trials respectively. This is adding something to the game. This is giving the game more content. This is completing the game. That's what this looks like. It doesn't look like changing numbers that will always or forever be tweaked or changed and leagues and time later. This is a change that will always be good. It will never not be good, and it will always be there as a good change. Remove world map pins for encounters that were not specific locations in error, i.e. from monster drops. This one's neutral. You could say good or bad. I'm going to give that a neutral one. Improved attack in place behavior. Good change. Rain of Arrows and Firestorm now have a hit rate limit that prevents cases of them absolutely obliterating very large bosses. Balance change. What are we doing? What are we doing? Nobody cares about this. This happened, remind you, this happened on the 12th of December, 2024. We are now, as of today, 2026, May 11th. Nobody cares about this. Nobody's going to care about this in a year from now. And a year ago, nobody cared about this. When it happened, people may have been, hyped, excited, resentful, whatever. They might have momentarily, this would have mattered. But this does not change. This does not move the needle. And when this changes or will be changed again or will be forgotten about, this does not finish the game. Leech has been buffed. What are we doing? Bone Shedder now more reliably hits your target. Here's the difference, because I'm going to rate this good, and I'm going to say it again. More reliably. You have added content. Instead of tweaking a decimal point or a percentage or a number, you have made the content better. You have added to the player experience. Forever, people will see this in their playthrough without realizing it's even there, and they will appreciate the fact that it's there, even if they don't understand why or what is happening. They will play this game with that skill and have a better experience. This will get nerfed, buffed, broken, be useless, be completely non-existent. Whatever it is, numbers-wise, right? And you could say, hey, this translates to the numbers translate to the experience. The numbers make the experience better. And I go, okay, cool. Finish the pie, finish the boat. This situation, it's up to player experience. It's up to player taste. The duration, let's just move right along to the duration of armor break isn't being increased to all songs previously fixed. You know what? I talked myself out of it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Every single one of these points should be, we added another item to the game. A sword, an axe. It just needs to be finished. And if it's not finishing the game, why are we doing it? That's the question here. To improve performance, good. I'm okay with that. Control click, open currency exchange at the appropriate NPCs. Okay, sure. Added a button to travel to the chaos. See, this is added. Wait. Added art for close combat support. I don't know whether these are useless, but I'm going to say it's added stuff, so we're going to go with that. I'm okay with these. These are good. You're adding more content. You're finishing the game. Excellent. Updated the suggested supports from Bone Storm. Good. Added a new option for opening the trade website to the main menu for consoles. Excellent. Console support, always appreciated. Updated the art for reserved life and mana. Well, updated the art. You already had the art. You're changing it. Neutral on this one, finish the game. Updated the description on runes to clarify that once socketed, they cannot be replaced. Good. Auras and curses that affect an ally or enemy resistances now display values in the skill pop-out panel. Good. Tweaked the audio of the Kiwi pets. Neutral, finish the game. Updated the wording on Invoker's Ascendancy passive skill to clarify its functionality. Good. Updated the description. Good. Reduce the defenses provided to monsters by the magma barrier modifier. Why is this bad? This is a content change that is a balance change in disguise. This is a balance change. It may look like a content change, it may experience like a content change, but ultimately it's a balance change. Waste of time. Finish the game. Why are we not finishing the game? Alrighty, and with that, we have come to the end of the video. I want to thank you guys for sticking around, watching. Yeah, what do they always say? Like the video or dislike it. If you agree or disagree, let me know why in the comments. This video is going to take quite a while to finish, and will be definitely broken up into many parts. So make sure to check out the other ones if you haven't already. Let's see, what else? I theoretically have a Twitter. I will theoretically be streaming at some point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, Aramorian, signing off.